Hi everybody, it's Raven. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Today I wanted to look at a couple of things I saw on Instagram. And sorry, I hate when my hair gets stuck behind my sweater. Um, is Jim Carrey alive? Which I'm seeing from some people that are kind of remote viewers or other readers that are like, no, he's got a clone. I want to look at that because he was very outspoken and given what's going on with the scientists and the ancient aliens, which I just did a video on, guys, that I want to look at Jim Carrey. The other thing I wanted to look at was it was stated, someone on Instagram said, so today I learned that Amelia Earhart was sending distress signals for several weeks and they ignored her. She sent 57 to be exact, and the men ignored every single one. This was posted March 19th, 2026. Actually, I did a search on it. I take that back. I saw it on Instagram. I did a search on it, and that's what came up. Now, I did find an NBC article that appears to substantiate this, and I'm going to put the link in the description. But I want to look at that in more detail. And the other thing, if we have time, I want to look at, otherwise I'll do in a separate video, is the conspiracy between Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, lead singer, Chris Cornell, and Anthony Bourdain. So let's start with Jim Carrey. I want to look at Jim Carrey. Is that the real Jim Carrey that was shown in France? And I started following this remote viewer. And I'm sorry, I got to get her name so I can give her credit because I believe in credit. And I think April was her name, but I have to get her information so that I can give her credit. She said that she went out and looked, and she feels very legit to me, and saw that he was on the other side. And the reason they didn't replace him earlier was because of his talent. They could not mimic his natural talent. That made sense to me. And I've always struggled with buying into any conspiracy theory. But I will admit that I knew someone years ago that went down the QAnon rabbit hole. And the things that were said that we're now finding out are true, like drinking blood of children, the trafficking of children, but the Pizzagate, obviously the pizza place itself, right? Mystic Pizza turned out to be absolutely not true. But the trafficking did. The drinking the blood appears to be in some of the e-files, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. So I was one of the first people to go, I hate to admit it, but some of the stuff that was really happening was leaked through QAnon, and some of those things were correct. It's just that their targets were wrong, right? Who they were targeting. It was actually across, it isn't party affiliated. That's just it. They were targeting one party. It's actually just horrible people. I really don't care what party you're with. If you part of it, I don't care, right? You're icky. So the question now is, oh my gosh, I'm starting to question myself on everything, just because to me it's like, no way. Now I have to question my own looking at it. So I want to look at the Jim Carrey one and start wondering what's true, what isn't. That even goes to the Mandela effect, right? I mean, I started to buy into some of us switch timelines, which is why there was never a cornucopia with Fruit of the Loom. Well, I'm Gen X. Yes, there was. There was. And the evil gremlin in Gremlins was always striped to me, but apparently now some of my Gen X peers are like, no, it was this. And I can't remember the name. It was like, it was always striped to me, and I can't remember what name they remembered. And I'm like, no, it was always striped, and I'm your generation. So Jim Carrey, let's focus on Jim Carrey. Is Jim Carrey still here, or is that a clone? And I'm starting to get a very weird feeling right now. I have been very vibrational shifting or that weird fluttering in your solar plexus. I've had it for a week. Is Jim Carrey on the other side? Yes. Is it a clone? Yes. I got this yes card, this Nine of Pentacles. Okay. And I am starting to feel like my blood sugar is dropping. And I do struggle with hypoglycemia, but that's not it. I know that's not it. Okay, show me what I need to know about this. Show us what we need to know about this. Knight of Pentacles. That's okay. I'll take you down to the table. Let me get my where it's clear. Knight of Pentacles crossed by. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's very slow but steady, very hardworking. Crossed by the Knight of Pentacles. How do I read that, Spirit? I guess I was looking at the Nine of Pentacles as, very independent, achieving, but I was looking more at the yes, and I got two yeses to the question. He's on the other side and there's a clone. Maybe that's how I'm reading this time. Maybe it's not a cross. Two of Cups, yes. King of Cups, yes. I can't make this up. I think that just answered our question. And that clone would be alien technology, right? Not human technology. Is it? Oh, I got clone, not an ET or an extraterrestrial in a Jim Carrey suit, because it's a clone. It's a clone. I got 5 yeses to that question. Okay, well, I guess that answers that. And how about Amelia Earhart? Can you tell me about why they ignored her distress signals? They dismissed it as erroneous. They dismissed it as what I heard. They dismissed it as erroneous. Two of Swords. Yeah, they had to balance all the signals that came in and dismissed those 57. They avoided them. Was it really? They were blind to the fact that it's a woman. I'm trying not to interject my assumption in that, but just got kind of a strong feeling about that. Crossed by the Empress, crossed by the feminine energy. Yeah, there was a lot of judgment about it being a female. Knight of Wands, which is what's ahead. Sudden change, quick decisions. It's what they did. The overarching is justice. It's justice today, right? And it's getting exposed with the sun. It's now coming out. The energy of the situation was the Nine of Wands. They were very guarded. They were challenging the fact that, again, I go back to it being a female. The environment was the Emperor. There was that ultimate masculine male thinking. Nine of Swords was the hope and fear, right? It was a lot of anxiety. She had a lot of anxiety, obviously. She's sending distress signals over and over. And then the outcome was the Four of Cups, right? That disconnect, being indifferent. Man, I did not want that to be true. And again, I'm trying not to read into the cards my own personal belief, which is I do believe it's because she was a woman. I think if it was a man, they would have responded. And I say that as a matter of fact, not, anything. I'm not a man hater. I love my husband very much. And I absolutely respect all my peers and colleagues in this space and clients. And, Yeah, I don't have an issue with men. I have an issue with men with a certain outlook. Um, I have an issue with men who go on the Grape Academy, right? So let's separate that. But I just had that from the beginning when I saw this article. It was like, yeah, they didn't take it as seriously because it was a woman. And honestly, I feel like there was someone who just didn't want her to succeed. And yes, Page of Wands, as I look at the bottom card. Oh, and in fact, I feel really kind of sick feeling about it. It feels so, oh, what is underneath? Let's look at what lies beneath this. Can you tell me, Spirit, what lies beneath this thinking? Is it what I'm thinking and feeling? Destroyed, shattered, broken, messed up. Um, yeah, she crashed. They destroyed her ability to make this complete her mission, complete her goal. Fake friends. Yeah, they were all, there was a couple that did the fake, oh my gosh, you got this. This is so amazing. We'll, be on the radio. We're listening. Police, of course, there was a search for her, an investigation. I want to know more, Spirit, about thinking behind these two men that I'm picking up on. Is there anything about that you can give me? Anger management, and now they're setting the record straight. Not these two men, but the record is getting. Ooh, yeah, there was some anger going on there, some resentment over it being a woman. And again, I'm not trying to manufacture that. It's just how it really feels. Okay. I'm going to leave the Jim Carrey and Amelia Earhart one here. In the next video, I'm going to look at the conspiracy theory around Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, and Anthony Bourdain. And I know there was someone else. I need to look up the name. Um, Basically, there's nothing that is confirming this is all true, but I want to read on it because we know that based on what they were all connected over would absolutely be an unaliving and a denial. So I'm going to look at that in the next video. Please like and subscribe, promote my book. And so it's on my website, which is ravens-feather.com. And there's also bookings to personal readings out there that we can do one-on-one, as well as other things that I make, clearing space, which I really want to do now. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.